What's up everyone, I am Colin to tell you how, bringing you today's tutorial, which is 3D motion tracking using Buju and Cinema 4D. If you didn't already see the video that I made representing the project, you're done. Just kidding, I'm going to go ahead and roll it for you guys right now. Alright, so I hope that you like the effect that we're going to make. It looks pretty awesome to me. Whenever I saw this, I was like, wow, gotta know how to do it. Bam, learned and pass on the knowledge. That's what we're supposed to do, right? Well, at least as tech reviewers. Anyways, guys, I'm going to go ahead and show you, basically, before you make any stupid comments, that would be my sister right there. Uh, I know you guys making perverted comments and stuff. But anyways, you don't really need After Effects for this tutorial, but I'm going to go ahead and use it just because it's what I have and it's easy to use for this particular thing that we're going to do. And another thing is, be prepared because this may or may not be our longest tutorial yet, but I'm going to try to make it as quick as possible. So let's go ahead and get to business here. Once again, like I said, you don't need After Effects. All we're going to do is we're going to export our footage as well, we're going to export it as an image sequence. So basically, it's just going to have a ton of images instead of one big video. And if you do have After Effects and you don't know how to do it, I'm going to show you real quick. Just drop your crap into your render queue, and if you don't have your render queue up, you can go to Window, blah blah blah, render queue, or Control Alt 0, and then you just tab over here and drop your composition in it. For the output mode, change the format to JPEG sequence. You can make it really high quality if you want right here, but I'm going to keep it medium for tutorial's sake. All this can stay the same. Make sure your output, oh, not your output, sorry. Make sure that wherever you're saving it, that you're doing it into a folder because it's going to make a lot of files. So let's see, I'm going to make a folder, name it tutorial. Why not? And I'm going to render this real quick. I'll be right back, guys. Okay, and we are complete. That should be done fairly quickly depending on what computer you have. My computer's getting a little old now, but she's still running. She's still running. Just kidding. But going ahead and once you do that, you should be able to go to wherever it is that you saved it, the folder, and see a ton of pictures because every single one of those represents one frame. Alright, next thing we're going to do is open up Buju 5.0. Okay, if you've never used Buju, it's pretty simple actually. If you're using After Effects, then this shouldn't really be a huge issue for you. It's not that difficult. I'm going to explain this to you real quick. We want to start by importing our image sequence. So you're going to click Import Sequence, ironically enough. Go ahead and go find wherever it is that you saved it. And let's see. Click the first frame or the first picture in your sequence. Press open, and you should see a number right here, 94, being 94 frames in the sequence. Change your frame rate to whatever it is that you shot at. Mine being 29.97. Click OK. Alright. Next, there's a little glitch in Buju. I don't know why they haven't fixed it, but you go to Task View, and if Task View isn't here for you, just right click right there. I think. No, right click like on the little timeline deal and click Task View in there. Mine's already up, so I don't have to. But go ahead and click the plus sign for cameras, camera 1, double click sequence 1, and change it back to 29.97, even though we just did that because Buju is retarded. Just kidding. I love Buju. It's an awesome program. But anyways, next thing we're going to do is press track features. Make sure you're on sequence 1. For whatever reason you wouldn't be, click start, and you're gonna see pretty much what it does. Puts a bunch of red dots on your screen representing points of contrast and stuff that it can track, and it basically It just tracks the little colors and stuff all the way through. And yeah, I'll be right back. Alright, and we are G to G. Good to go. Anyways, going ahead and next you will want to click Camera Solve. This is going to smooth out all those little points and find the best ones to use. Click Optimize Camera Path Smoothness and Start. And that should be done somewhat quickly. Alright, let's go. Tell you how, tell you how, tell you how. Let's go. Alright. Alright, we're good. And as you see, if we scrub through the timeline right here, these dots stay in the same spot, which is muy bien. Next thing, this is our last step, and for some reason people find it confusing. Click Scene Geometry, add coordinate from hint. Make sure you're on the Z axis. Click blah blah blah. Click one of these dots. Basically, the Z-axis is like it's not the vertical axis, it's not the horizontal axis, but it's the one that runs straight through the middle of them. It's basically the ground. So, what you're going to want to do is click 2 points, click 2 points that are on top of each other. So, I'm going to click this one, hold Control, don't forget that, it's kind of important, and click that one, boom. They're right on top of each other, I mean, they're directly vertical. So, press Connect to selected. Next, you're going to add coordinate plane add coordinate from hint once again. Click X-axis. Now you're going to want to find one that's horizontal or from left to right. So click a point, press Control, and find another one. Boom. Okay. Press Connect to selected. And one more, add coordinate from hint. This is the origin, and it's also going to kind of be where you want your text to be at in the scene. So just think of it that way. I'm going to say I want my text to be right around that dot right there. Whoops. Right around that dot right there. Number 2 of 7. So click Connect, and then click Update Coordinate Frame. Make sure you click that or else nothing happens. And press Close. Now to test it, you should be able to go add test object, and it'll put a little ladybug on there, and then whenever you move around it'll stay in the same spot. Abracadabra. It's pretty cool if you ask me. Last step in Buju is to go on ahead and press Export Camera. Okay, first for the export type, click Cinema 4D. It'll be on Buju animation .ban. Go on ahead and click .c4d. Browse for wherever it is you want to save it. I'm going to save mine in my folder that I made earlier. And right here on the scale, click 100. Uncheck Use Format Default for start, and click 0 for the start index. And you should be good to go right there. Just copy all these settings down exactly, and you'll be good. So, get that right, and then press save. Alright, we are done with Buju. Now let's move on to Cinema 4D. Okay, so go on ahead and open your project. Find it wherever it may be. What am I looking for here? Okay. Open your project. And make sure the scale is at 10. Some people will tell you to put it to 100. Some people will tell you to put it to 0. Put it at 10, or else this will not work. Let me repeat that one more time. Put the scale to 10, or else the effect will not work. Alright, let's move on. Okay, now you should see that we have this plane with dots on it. If you don't see that, you messed up. And it moves around. Not a lot, but it moves around. Now, go to light, hold it down, add a background. What we're going to want to do here is go File, New Material, double click the new material, go to Color, drop the texture drop down deal, press Load Image, click the first image in your sequence, if you can find it. First image in the sequence. Click the actual file path where it shows it, and it should bring up these deals. Press animation, press calculate. Make sure that this frame rate is set to where it should be. 30 frames is fine if you're at 29.97, but if it was at 60, press calculate and then type in 60 and then exit out. Alright, now what we want to do is drag this material onto our background. And as you can see, it should look like your X, Y, and Z arrows are staying in the same spot. If it looks, if the effect is right. Alright, next thing we want to do is click the light again, add a floor. For the floor, what we want to do is go ahead and drag this background onto the floor. Click the background beside the floor. For the projection, click frontal. Alright, right click on the floor. Go to Cinema 4D tags. Cinema 4D tags, compositing. Uncheck self-shadowing and check compositing background. Now if we render this, see, we have a nice clean no floor, and what that's going to allow us to do is make shadows whenever we put our text on there, which we're going to do right now. So go ahead and go to MoGraph, click text object. Now this is really up to you, whatever you want to do here. Let's see, I'm going to go ahead and name mine, just name it Tell You How, and be nice and difficult. Okay, mine's going to be stupid and not load. So, there we go. Alright, now, for Tell You How, that's all you really need to do there. You can make your own material and put it on there and make it as fancy as you like. But I just want to show you the basic steps here. So, basically what you want to do here, make the depth as much as you want. I definitely recommend going a little bit deeper, no homo, and just to make it look a little more three-dimensional. Alright, and here's a pretty important part. Add a light, and whenever you add the light, make sure that it kind of somewhat lines up with the way that the actual lighting in the scene is. Obviously, this is only fake, so you're not going to be able to get it perfect, but you can do what you can do. Make sure on the light, go to shadow, and then shadow map soft. Now whenever we render this, we have a nice little layer there. And if we go through here, we should have our effect. And it wouldn't matter how much you moved around, how much whatever, that text will stay right in that spot. Even if you pass it with the camera and you come right back to it, it's going to stay there. So that's basically it, guys. Let me show you how to render it real quick. Whoops, accidentally started to render there. Go to your render settings on your general, make sure it's on full render. For the output, make sure it's on all frames, and make sure this is set to whatever your frame amount is. Make sure the width and the height, all the aspect ratios are correct. That's pretty much it for this one. For the save, make sure the format is a QuickTime movie. You can keep sound if you want. It kind of just takes longer to render. I recommend adding ambient occlusion, and it'll just put some really nice shadows on there for you. So that's why I do that. But that's pretty much it, guys. From there, you pretty much click save and then wait 4 hours for it to render. But anyways, guys, I really hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I think this is an awesome effect. I really encourage you to go try it out. I did spend some time looking up the stuff to do this and trying to figure out how to do this stuff, guys. So please, if you like the video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. It really helps our channel out. And if you like our channel and the way that we do things, don't be afraid to subscribe and get our new updates on our new videos. So once again, I'm Colin with Tell You How. You guys have a great day, and go try this effect and have fun. Peace out.